Okay, so I wanted to kick off today's session to talk about some new um, functionality. It's not anything too crazy, but it definitely has been requested from a few folks. So um, when we're talking about lists like the front page, um, we now have the ability, and I'll show you, it's not just the front page, but the functionality that's been added is here in the context menu. When you're in a list, you now have the ability to unpublish content from a list, and this is specifically your own content. And then the other option is now to be able to promote and demote from a list as well. So those two options were something that you had to, in order to apply that to a content item, you had to go in and edit that within the draft or go through manage content. But now you have the ability to do it quickly from a list. So we see that it's here on the front page. Let me go ahead and show you on our other list. So like the calendar, when we're talking about your league's own events, you have the ability to unpublish. And again, I have this one promoted, so demote is there. But if you have one, well, they're all promoted. But as soon as you choose demote, you'll see the green success bar. It gives you a quick summary of what just happened. And then if we go back to that item, then we see, okay, now it's switched over to promote. And so same thing for articles, action alerts, positions. Again, when it's your own content, you have unpublished content as an option across all of these different lists. And then promote and demote, you have that for, again, all of your own content. When it comes to subscribed content, this promote and demote ability is only available for articles and then action alerts. And that's something that we already previously had as far as promote and demote for subscribed action alerts and articles. But the new ability is that promote and demote, you can add that or use that from any list as well as unpublished content. Any questions? Yeah, Mary Jo.
Yeah, so I know where it would go if you take it off the front page. So if I did an article and I feel that it's not any relevant anymore, but I don't want to delete it. Okay, so then it goes back with the regular articles. And then actually you wouldn't have anything called like past articles, would you? I mean, they're just all there.
Yeah, that's right. The articles do stay there, but you are
now, go ahead.
You're right on the nail as far as if you demote it.
So, but the other one, unpublished. So the only unpublishing I'm familiar with is if I want to get something off the slideshow, and I go in there and unpublish it. Where does that content go if I unpublish it?
Yeah. So same idea as the slideshow item. You unpublish either one of those. Whenever you want to go and find it again, you'll go through manage content.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and test that actually, as far as, like you mentioned, if you have an article that is promoted to the front page, and I have here test article, I'm going to go ahead and find it on our articles list as well, just so that we can see that they are both there. So if I were to, I'm skipping demote. If I go straight to unpublish this content, then, we won't see it on the articles list, and we definitely won't see it on the front page. So that's gone. And if we wanted to republish that item, we go over to manage content. And I can just make it a quick change here by publishing and execute. What should happen is that it should remember that it was promoted to the front page. So that should stay. Here we go. So it gets thrown in at the bottom. But that, if you go straight to unpublish, just remember that it will, if you ever republish that item, it will be promoted again, once again.
Well, that'll save a little time.
Yeah, definitely. I think, yeah, with all kinds of stuff, I was even thinking about it, like with your events, being able to go through your calendar and see your events all at once. I guess it goes for all of them, but being able to go through here rather than managing, I think previously the only option was to manage from the front page to rearrange. And so this, yeah, gives you a lot more control to um, get things completely unpublished or demoted or promoted with just a click of a button. And I will be writing up something and creating a like a training video on this. So keep an eye out for that in the Google group.
I don't think I'll unpublish anything. I think I'll just demote it and, you know, maybe sometime go through and get rid of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, it's never like a need to unpublish stuff, but you'll have it
Yeah.
there if you ever.
Yeah.
We can go ahead and move on to questions if anybody, unless anybody has any questions more about this. All right,
I have a question.
yeah, and then I'll take your name down, Jan, for the next. Go ahead, Helen.
So yesterday I was with a friend who was at a Zoom meeting for board members. California State League, I guess, does it weekly. They have an office hours for board members.
Mhm.
And there were quite a few things that came. I was listening in, I was just visiting. There were some things that came up on web issues. But what I was mainly wondering is how do I know and can I get added to these various groups? I know you added me to the Google group for this, but how would I
For
get in
California,
any other pertinent groups,
yeah, you can
if there
email.
are?
You can email me, either email communications@lwvc.org, or you can email me directly at A LeBron, my first initial and my last name at lwvc.org. And I
Okay.
can, if that's for the California Google groups, yeah, I can help you there.
Oh, okay. Anything that's appropriate for web type stuff. Yeah, thank you.
As far as web type stuff, we do have our MyLO support group. If you aren't already a member of this one, do you, and I can, well, I don't want to search now, but do you happen to know if you're a member of this one?
I think you put me in there, yeah.
Okay, okay. That is definitely the pertinent group about computer stuff or website stuff when it comes to our Google groups. The other ones are specific to like the California League's activities, like advocacy groups. So I don't know
Right.
if that's
Okay,
okay.
thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. All right, Jan.
Okay, I have like 3 items. One is I noticed we do lunch with League and we take our reservations by a form that's on MyLO.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the items is phone number, and it's a required field.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow a couple of people have managed to not fill it and submit their reservation. So I'm wondering and that's never happened before. It's been required for, I don't know, probably 6 months, and I've never had one not fill the phone number because it was required and they weren't allowed to submit without that filled.
Right.
So you got any ideas about that?
Not off the top of my head. I definitely would want to take a look. Let's see. Is that okay if I go ahead and masquerade as you, Jan, and take a look at that form?
Yeah. If you search on reservation form, you'll find it.
Okay. Pop over to your site. It is Orange Coast for this one?
Not Central Coast, Orange Coast, yes.
Okay. Okay, so you said just search?
Search reservation form. It should pop up.
So
That's it.
here, okay, cool. So I did have a first thought of, and I wondered what type of form component it was.
Towards the end there, there it is, phone number.
Text field. Okay. So I wonder if folks are just entering, like hitting space. Because that may be a valid entry as far as a text field. I haven't tested that myself. Let's see
How
if
do
I
I
can,
solve it? If that's the case.
let's go ahead and see. I'll go ahead and edit this. There may be a way to provide a minimum. Here we go.
Ah,
So you do have a max length provided, maybe a minimum length.
But
Um,
if they aren't spaces part of a length,
It could be, but hopefully it would deter folks because if they're hitting, there's not a way for them to know to hit space 7 times. So what I'm assuming is that if folks are getting away with it by hitting space, then hopefully them, they probably wouldn't reach 7 before they keep getting rejected as far as the submission being rejected. But let me go ahead and
go ahead, you can make it 14. That's the maximum length. So let's go ahead and say can't be
did you want it to be 7?
14. No,
14 as well? Okay. I wanted to also test it out. Let's see, I do have it
No.
myself in my, not on your form. I wanted to test it out here on our, one
Okay.
of our demo sites. Sorry, let me find one that has a web form.
I think if I was putting in my phone number, I don't think I would use the 1.
It doesn't have to. We accept it both ways.
Well, I know, but you're saying the minimum should be 14. That's all I'm asking.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, 7 would be better.
Let me change that before we get distracted.
I'm sorry, I wasn't thinking that way.
No worries. The good thing is we're right here. Okay. So that's up there.
Because we need the area code. We can't call without our area code in this.
I would think you want to have the minimum is 10.
Yeah, do you want that?
Yes, yes.
So I'm gonna try and recreate exactly what you have with max length and minimum length, at the very least that, and we'll test it out as far as will my entry be rejected or not. Okay, so
Go in my, it will go in my downloads. I don't want it there. It's
what do
not,
you mean?
is it going to add to my database? I can't have it out of order. It just messes me up.
I'm on a demo site right now,
Okay,
if that's what you're talking about.
update my database.
No, she's on a demo site.
If you see the logo up here, it says demo site.
I know.
She
I'm
must
not
have
sure what
gone
your
back.
question is.
Never mind. So you've copied the whole thing over to the demo site.
No, I am just using a completely different demo site and a demo web form. So I'm not
Okay, it's a demo.
touching anything.
It's a
That's
similar one.
okay.
Yeah, it's actually just a different form entirely. So yeah, I didn't clone anything. I didn't do
Oh,
anything
okay.
to affect your site. So, okay. Although the label is different, the main thing I want to test here is that the type is text field, and we're testing out the minimum and maximum length here. Okay. So everything else is required. At least put the very least something in. Okay. So let's try one space, see what that does. Yeah, so it just gives a warning if subject field is required. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. So I've just added, I think 14 spaces. Let's try that again. Huh, okay, so it seems like spaces do not make a difference there. So maybe I will need to poke a little further, Jan, with that issue. And maybe look at the results that you got that don't have the phone number included.
Yeah. 2 of them, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not sure then, just with my own brain trying to figure it out. So I'll make a note and definitely shoot me an email if you have like links to those results.
Okay, sure.
Don't we have a data type of phone number? Or just text numeric?
There's number, yeah, it's just numeric, so it's not as it's more like commas and decimals type of number that it brings up. So it's a little annoying when you're expecting a phone number format.
Yeah, and I guess just from my background, I would suggest no one make the max and the minimum the same number.
Yeah,
in
you
a-
were completely right.
In a previous life, strange things happen.
My second question has to do with membership updates, because we've been going through and trying to reconcile our new roster to the MyLO list. And I noticed I used to be able to set a member to pending, because maybe they haven't paid yet and maybe they'll pay later, but that doesn't work anymore. I can't do pending at all.
Okay, yes, I think that is unfortunately currently an issue as far as bulk edits.
Yeah, and bulk edits were
So
another
manage members.
that like I had a whole bunch I needed deleted. So I was, clicking the box of the ones I needed deleted and using the drop down to remove them, and it wasn't working at all.
Okay.
Oh,
Removed them, but it didn't. I think I don't remember exactly.
I'll bring that higher up to our team, because I thought that it might be just one person affected. I had previously seen a report of it, but it does seem like it is not
So
just user specific.
I had to remove people that I have information on that I didn't want to lose, but I had to remove them because that's the only way I could get it in sync with our new membership roster. And then I'll have to add them if they come around and pay up.
Let me pop over to your site. Okay, and then where am I heading?
well, go to okay, so on the left, you see where it says local voting information.
Mm-hmm.
So click that. Well, I used to have 3 cities listed, and I think even maybe our county, I can't remember, listed, and then a link to their, website.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I must have deleted something when I added this early voting thing for Inkster, because that's somewhat recent.
Okay.
And I don't know if you can interpret what this gold bar means, but if you click it, just click that.
Yeah, it does have something hyperlinked still.
Yeah, it takes me, oh, you know what? Oh, there, see? So that was one of the sites that I had before. So, I mean, I know I was just really wondering if that information, that former information is residing anywhere. Just because I don't remember. Oh,
yeah, and I wanted to show you, this is coming up as a 404. That was when I clicked early voting.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to get rid of that anyway.
Okay,
because our voting is over.
Okay, but yeah, to answer your question of is it held anywhere? It definitely is, and that's the moderate tab, and we'll have your previous revisions. So what I would recommend in this case, you don't need to revert. You could get away with just viewing, and I don't know how far back we might need to go here, but if we view
that
a
looks
previous,
like, yeah, that's what I had, yeah.
So we could just get away with it by copying what we have.
So I can't do anything with that. I can't just like republish it or something.
You can. I just didn't know if you wanted, Because
Yeah,
if you
'cause
do this,
I
you'll
can, I can
lose.
work with that other stuff, get rid of
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that'd be great.
So then in that case, you click revert. It does require you, as with any publishing or whatever, to provide a log message. And it could be simple.
Oh, you mean to masters, to webmasters? Okay.
Just putting a generic revert message there, log message. Yeah, and then it tells you that it was a copy of whatever revision it came from. And you should see what you had before.
Oh my God, thank you. I figured there probably was a way and I wasn't gonna spend time trying to figure it out. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. That
And
it
thank
is
you, Mary
nice to
Jo.
have
I've
that.
lifted a lot of ideas from your site here.
Oh.
Nice. We love that, to be able
It takes a
to.
village, and you publish it, I will steal it.
No, that is great. All right, any other questions? And I can also peek into my inbox.
Yeah, it did look like you answered somebody on the MyLO, when people, the support group.
Yeah, there were a few questions
Uh,
that were in
I
the
didn't-
folder
Yeah.
that we went over. There was an issue with downloading results from an Excel, or not an Excel, but a web form. And so if anybody else is having that issue, it could be very well related. So that is something on our tech team's plate coming up. And then this was an update for the MyLO error that I think Mary Jo had reported. Yeah. And so that was just an update as to what we talked about in last month's office hours, where it essentially
the
was
emoji?
an emoji, yeah, that
Yeah.
was causing the issue. And then, which was the other? I do still have a couple of tickets to get to. But yeah, this was the last one that I had responded to about the Google Drive folder embed option. So folks were asking about, if, especially when you're dealing with files that are larger than 2 megabytes, considering using your Google Drive as a way to archive can be really easy. And then this embed feature makes it even easier, since you don't have to, you don't have to upload to MyLO or compress and then upload. And then you don't have to build a list of links yourself. You just embed with one set of code. And anytime you update that folder, your updates would be reflected wherever it's embedded. So this is a cool feature, especially if you're already using Google Drive. Just make further use of it. Yeah, I don't think there were any, I guess, that we could really go off of here.
I've got a few quick ones.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, at least two are quick. So I just wanted to say I'm still getting the stuff, the Russian emails. Seems like it's going spurts. I don't know. And then is the linking thing working yet? I keep using the other one you told us to use. I haven't tried the other one.
So it is, yeah, the linking one, let's actually go over it again. It does seem to be working. Our team was unfortunately able to even recreate the issue. So there wasn't really much intervention that could be done. And so the issue was that when you were to use insert edit link, you highlight whatever selection you want, the tool would essentially make your selection drop off. But it is no longer happening here on my end, as well as, like I said, our tech team was not seeing it either. So I will make an announcement to have folks check it out.
Okay.
Because it has been kind of on and off, like for me personally, And so, I definitely need to test the waters with other users to see where they're at with this. If it is still not functional for some folks, then we will have to get our dev team to, although they're not seeing it not working, somehow intervene. Yes, thank you for reminding me of that, because that one definitely needs a response there.
Because I think I wanted, because I had an email and so I went up there and then it said something about, and I copied and pasted and then it said something about preview colon whatever. And I put that in there and it didn't like it. And I thought, oh, screw that. So I just, I just typed the email address in. And then when I looked at it, it was linkable. And maybe we already have talked about that without me doing anything.
Yeah, with emails, that's essentially emails or any URL. So let's test it out. As long as you have, whoops, as long as you write out the email properly as an at and then a dot, whatever ending, that the system will hyperlink it. And then the same goes for, I believe, if we put just a URL, I might have to put the HTTP portion, but let's just test it and test it with both. So let's see what that gives us when I save. Okay, so it hyperlinks all of them. And so the other cool thing about the emails is, although it's hyperlinking, it's not going to be, it's still obfuscated to bots. So what bots would see is not the @ symbol where it's, automatically hyperlinked. They're just going to see the brackets and the word at. So it breaks up the email and makes it a little harder to be picked up. And then when you go back to edit, the email, when you see it, probably won't look hyperlinked. And the same goes for those links there as well. But we obviously see once you save, it does kind of reactivate it.
Yeah. And, just in addition to that, it's, when I do copy and paste, like a message or something, and it's got a bunch of websites in it, they always come through. So great. So the other thing I wanted to ask about, so I was trying to post a flyer.
Before you go, can I ask one more question?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can you try just lwvc.org and see if that does it?
Oh.
I have a feeling it might not. Yeah. These give it like the indication that it'll be a website. And also with the www without including the HTTP portion, I wonder, does it work properly? It does. Okay. So no issue there using either of those. And then if you had another question, go ahead, Mary Jo.
Oh, is that other woman finished?
I think that was it.
Okay. So,
Thanks,
yeah, I went, I had a flyer, no information other than the flyer. And I thought, well, I'll post it. And, but it wouldn't let me. And I had my suspicions because it was just so much on it, but it was too big. So is there an easy way, short of having to go into Canva or whatever it is, to make it smaller?
You might be able to, because I think at the very least, Microsoft Word offers that. So I don't know what format was it in.
I could transfer. I could make, because I have that Adobe thing. I could just make that a Word document. You mean?
Just converting it to a Word document.
Yeah.
Just that won't make it smaller, but within Microsoft Word, there's an option to make it smaller.
I thought maybe because it wasn't a picture, it was just a document that it would be interpreted as smaller, but you don't think so?
Oh, no, not, I don't think so by itself, because the images and all the things within the file are still going to be there.
Hidden. Okay, I'll try it. Thanks.
Yeah, but I don't know. I would be wary of that too, because if you make it a Word doc, then it could be editable and it might show up differently than it did as the PDF.
I think it would look funny. I think I have actually played around with that before, but okay. I just thought if there's something easy, it's not a real important one, but
Yeah, I don't know if Adobe offers to compress. It might, like if you have an Adobe account.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can poke around here. I have Adobe open. It doesn't freeze my computer. So I only have this available. Let's just open this up and see if I'm able to compress it. Okay, let's just go with something different. Whoops. Sorry, it loaded as I was trying to click something else. Any one of these. Okay. So let's see. Sorry, let me make this a little bit bigger. Convert you're able to easily do it, but like I said, I don't know if that would change the size.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know. Just, without trying to go a full dive into here. Oh, here we
Yeah.
go.
Oh.
So under all tools, I clicked on, let me just actually do that again. Oh, it didn't reset it. So under all tools, there was an option to click more tools or view more here. So I clicked on view more and then compress a PDF is an
Oh.
option there.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, see what that does.
Thank you.
It's worth a shot. Yeah. All right, any other questions?
I don't think so.
Okay. Let me see if I have any here that I could pull up. Hmm.
So Emery's,
Yes.
another thing in the, when I was editing, the MyLO list, and it was once you go and add a new user, you can't get back. There's no there's no return back to your group again. And it doesn't take you to the place where you add. Yeah, go to, let's
Yeah,
see.
let me go through the steps. So if you're trying to add someone
Yeah,
and yeah, adding brand new. So rather than going through here,
right,
we're going to create a new user. As soon as you click create new user,
right.
it does open a new tab. So say once you finish all this, this page just refreshes and tells you at the top, you've created that new user.
Yeah, you don't, there's no way to get back to.
Okay, let me go ahead and tell you. So once you finish on this tab, come back to this tab and then you can go back.
But there's not even a close on there. You can't, it's, okay, you just leave it. I
I'm
mean,
not sure what you mean.
Back like there used to be.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead and add a new user.
So as I said, it's going to just reset the form. I'm just going to jump to the bottom.
See how usually there's a way to go back. I can't even hit the back button, I don't think.
But like I'm saying, you do have to jump back to this tab. That's the required thing there. The people tab, where you're adding that new user, it's just gonna refresh.
But sometimes I don't go to that first people tab. I go straight to add a new user, and it's not there as a tab for me. It's just
Okay, yeah.
weird.
The recommended way is to go through manage members. Yeah, unfortunately, we can't add something specific because this is a generic people page. So every webmaster, regardless of their group's membership, they're going to see this page. So yeah, that is the reason why the manage members method leaves you at least this tab to jump back through. The other way from here would be going to my account. And then you can go from your own page to get back to your league site.
I think that's the way I'm going.
Well, if you're editing your own account.
No, not my own.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's going to be the, if you're using this page, create new user. To get back anywhere else, you'll just have to click my account if you're trying to stay within this tab.
I don't understand why it doesn't automatically add it to my MyLO group. If I create a new user.
Yeah, because it's creating it within the MyLO system. And then you do have to go back to this step, refresh your browser, and then search for that user. Yeah, that is the process.
Yeah, okay.
Any questions?
So Amri's, when a new member, okay, so Sally Smith just joined. She goes to our website and she sees, I don't know if it says login or something, probably says login, and I've added her. And she doesn't know yet about, the members only thing. Anyway, what does she get? What happens? She clicks log in, and does it prompt her for her email?
Well, yes, when you
It's up
click,
for a password.
yes, logging, well, this is what it looks like. So it's just going to look empty.
Yeah.
And if she clicks login, it's just going to tell her that she needs to fill in both of those parts.
Right. Okay. So she'd know what her email was, but when we enter them, I know we give them a username and an email. And username, I'm just using Jane Smith, all one word, and then their email.
Mm-hmm.
So if they put in their email, they're not going to know what their password is unless I tell them to use change at me, or will they get prompted to put a password in?
No,
Like,
the system's not going to know, like, you do have an account, but we're not. Yeah, there's no way for them to be prompted by the system at the point of login. You can.
what if they clicked forgot password?
They can do that.
Or register. What if they clicked register? Would that give them?
If they click register and they want to create an account, let's say they go through, I want to create an account, and they fill out the entire form, the system will probably tell them that an account already exists.
Right.
Because the email address will have been taken.
Well, what if they did? What if they did? Weren't there two options when you first opened it?
Yeah,
I have an
well,
account. What would happen?
let me go back. So I have an account is this same page that we already see. They would need to know their username and password.
Okay, they'd have
regardless.
to do password.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no intuitive way to get into the members only area.
If they have no clue that they have an account, then it will be hard for them to know.
And so,
when I create users, I send them an email. There's a check a box that says send the user an email. And
do we have to set that up? Because
You don't have to set that up. It is a system-wide email.
Because I've
actually am-
seen that, and I thought at the beginning, because we had done a global transfer or something, that we had said, don't use the email, but, so I can just click it?
You can use that, yeah. I'm not entirely sure what the text of the email says, but it does allow them a way to get in. I think it might be a one-time login. I can't remember because I don't think that it shares their password, even if you set one up. It doesn't. I don't believe it shares that with them. But yeah, it should give them a way to log in. It won't give them any context further than just that an account or an administrator created a MyLO account for you. And so they may not know what MyLO is. They may still have some confusion, but that will at least let them know, like, you can log in at this website. So
But
that's why we recommend contacting them, because if the system emails them, there isn't a way for the system to know that that user belongs to this specific group. The system
Yeah.
just knows you are in MyLO and that's it.
okay, and I can't remember, I haven't added one for a while. Do I give them a password? That,
It is required.
okay, so I've been doing it. You said had suggested change at me or whatever.
Yeah, that's usually the one. I mean, you can use
Yeah.
any
Yeah, right.
10 letter thing as a, temporary password. Let's go ahead and add one, since like I said, I'm not sure what the text of the email is, so we might as well test it out. So as before, we're going to add a brand new user. So I go to add member and then create new user. Only thing is, I don't know if I have an email that that is not already in the system. I don't think, oh, actually, I think communications@lwvc.org should be free. So I'm just typing in change at me for the password. Notify new user of
Yeah,
new
that's what
account.
I've seen.
So
Yeah, and
that's what
I
we
never
want to
clicked
do.
that, yeah.
So fingers crossed the email won't already be taken.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that all the password, all the emails that I have access to, I've all added to MyLO already. Yep. I think it's worth showing. Let me just real quick on my other screen free them up. So I'm just going to take a second.
I guess what I do is when I send them the thank you for joining or whatever, I have a Word document that explains what to do, I guess, now that I think about it, yeah.
Nice. Okay. So now, oops, sorry. Definitely want to be masquerading. Okay, sorry, just so that my screen will look like your guys' screen. So add member, again, create new user. Let's try this one more time. So communications should work this time. Change at me, exclamation point. Whoops. All right, so notify user of new account. Let's try this again. All right, so a welcome message with further instructions has been emailed to the new user. Now I just wait a second for it to come in. All right, whoops. That is not what I wanted to do. There we go. Okay. So a league webmaster or administrator for LWV's MyLeague Online has created an account for you. You may now log in by clicking this link or copying and pasting it to your browser. So before I click on that link, let me just log out of MyLO entirely. So it should be that a one-time login link.
Yeah, it said that.
Okay, yeah. So it just prompts them really quick to make sure they're a human before they can proceed. And then it lands them directly on their user profile edit page, because we want to make sure that they give themselves a strong password.
Oh,
Yeah, so gives a bit of instruction there.
That's nice. Can I get a copy of that?
Of the text of the email? Yeah. I can, where did I? Didn't I just make it into a Google Doc real quick?
so the change me thing then in that case is just kind of a dummy.
It is. So if
They
you
don't have
are,
to worry about that change
right,
me
yeah,
if
if you're
if they get this
changing,
letter.
if you check that box to notify a new
Oh.
user, then this is what they'll get. And like I said, yeah, they won't need to use the password.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
Let's see, there we go. Okay. So there it is in the chat.
So if I had somebody that's already registered, because I've added them and stuff, it would not do any good I could not resend the message to them.
That is correct.
But if I sent them the wording of the message, would it still not work?
You wouldn't have access to that one-time login link. Only the email that was sent to them would, and you can't regenerate that login link. What you could do, yeah, it would not be worth it. The only way to do it would be to delete them and re-add them, and that's just going overboard.
Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that notify the user of their new account won't be an option once they're already existing in your group.
And even, okay, oh,
So if I go to edit this existing user, yeah, there's no way to email them an update or anything. So any email after that would have to come directly from you.
and telling them that the current password is change at me, and if they want to change it,
Yeah.
okay, that's.
Yeah,
the bit
because that
doing.
will still hold true. Their password of change at me, as long as they didn't use, even if they use the one-time login and say they just skipped the change password step, then change at me exclamation point will technically still be their password. But definitely it will stay their password if they did not use the one-time login at all.
Yeah. Huh. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you guys. I know I missed a couple of folks already, but I'm always grateful for all of you guys for showing up. No matter how, if you feel it's, not enough or you come every time, I appreciate all of you equally.
Okay.
Any last questions? Or moments to brag? We love those too.
Well, it was kind of funny. I was just so I was Googling and just putting in, I think I was Googling in like Dearborn charter, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And a posting I had done on the charter, pros and cons that the commission had done or that kind of thing, showed up and like on the front page,
Nice.
like fourth down. So it made me feel good.
Yeah, great. Yeah, it's that time that we want to, I mean, all year round, we want to make sure our results show up high, but especially when it's like crunch time, election time, and we're making these really helpful resources, we want to get them in the hands of the voters. So
Of course, it
that
did do
is
you
great.
good. The charter was voted down.
Oh, no. But there were probably more people informed, though. That's the important part.
Well, that's what I did. I was the 411 administrator and loaded up all the candidates in both Berrien and Cass County. And then I went to our MyLO site over here for Legal Women Voters BCC and put all the links into Berrien County and Cass County and the state of Michigan. And
Nice.
I put a lot of stuff in, let's go there, and to help the voters out. And then the Wednesday before the elections, an unsolicited opinion appeared in the local paper, the Herald Palladium, telling voters that would, that our site was a trusted source for up-to-date information.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yay.
wonderful.
Yeah, sometimes those small word of mouth moments are worth so much. That is
I
great.
kept looking at her name, going, who is this lady?
Wow.
But no, that was kind of nice.
Awesome.
That was right next to an article where I think the Attorney General here in Michigan was going after somebody who had a site that was putting out misinformation, but that's,
Wow.
I always worry about that. Let's get this right.
Right. No, that's
Very
wonderful.
good.
So yes, thank you and everyone on this call that I borrowed and got ideas from to create the stuff on my site.
That's what it's all about.
And Mary Jo, I just parked mine. I just unloaded it from the front page, and so come this November, I'll look at it again and see which ones are valid. And
Yeah, that's what I figured. Do you get stuff from voting, what is it, michiganvoting.org?
yes,
Yeah.
that's a good place to.
Yeah, every
But
week from Bailey, yeah, or whatever
Yeah.
it is, yeah.
Sometimes they don't have
is
a
that about-
PDF or anything, so I have to do snippet and create a PDF and
Oh,
duplicate the image, which is kind of fun.
oh. I
Is
don't
this
know how to do
pulling
that.
content from, it sounds like Michigan Vote is a website? in your state?
They send me emails, and they
Oh,
do add
okay.
both emails and a website.
Awesome.
And sometimes their content doesn't come like ours, like you go to and get a PDF of it or a JPEG.
Mm-hmm.
So I just go to the site and take the snippet tool that comes with the
Okay, yeah.
Windows and create my own.
Create a
I
screenshot
figured-
there.
Well, sorry, yeah, I don't know if I don't usually make any money of it, so I don't know if there's any copyright infringements.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't go as far as that. I mean, if we're talking about the same thing, so we get like weekly messages during election time.
Yes.
And it's geared to use for what do you call it? The ones that all the kids use. And anyway, Facebook, Twitter,
Yep.
maybe Twitter, and then the other one, Instagram.
Mhm.
So, and it has a nice picture. So I just use a picture, and then it's got talking points. And
Yep.
then I always put that stuff she puts in the beginning right on this, the inside page. I figure that's got the most information, but the talking points I usually use for the heading, and then the second line.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
have 3 slides for
Right. Yeah.
absentee ballots or whatever the cadence was for for 3 or 4 months before the election.
Yeah.
And I did use the snippet tool to copy all 3 of those slides and create my own
Oh,
So if I
PDFs
could,
on the.
if I could jump in, sorry.
Sorry.
With any content that you might be picking up from another site, just always be mindful if there's any, copyright issue. You could.
well, no, they want us to do it. That's why.
Okay.
they
Yeah.
print it
As
out.
long as long as they're, giving that express permission, because you could even help yourself by if you don't ever know, you can credit the original source back. But
Oh,
sometimes
yes.
that can, if it's an unsure situation and you're not sure of what their copyright might be, that credit may not be enough in some situations. But like you said, if this is an organization that is like, please
Yeah,
share
no.
this stuff,
Yeah,
then
right. Yeah. In this
In
case,
in the
definitely.
footer of the slide, they have their name and logo, and I make
Okay.
sure I copy
That's
that.
true. That's
Great.
true. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Okay,
Mary Jo, you
that's
just go to my site, it's on events or past something or other, and you can see what I created.
Yeah, and I see what you're saying, because I do probably have too much on the front page because for each week I have, like how to track your ballot, how to, do it. So they're all individual articles. I don't have time to even, or energy to try and figure out anything else.
Yeah, when I get low, I just, if they have it really good, like the voters, I'll just put it, I'll put a little text and I'll just have the link and it'll go that way. So I don't have to recreate everything.
Yeah, and that is, I see Jan nodding her head because that is a
Right.
nice and pretty much foolproof way, because then you're not recreating or what they might interpret as plagiarizing.
Mhm.
There's no, copyright issue at all in those
Yeah, I
situations.
make sure I do that with the government agencies for sure. I don't try to reproduce anything. I just send people to their site because they
Nice.
can change things and you don't
And
know.
that is, yeah, an important part too.
Yeah,
Did have problems in the past with people breaking copyright, and some leagues were getting sued. So just watch out. You can't take things from another site without their written permission.
Yeah, that is always a worthwhile point to bring up. Thank you, Jan. Yeah, because it could be serious, but yeah, the ability to share content is always, what we're looking for. So make sure you're doing it in the right way.
agreed.
Awesome, folks.
Okay,
Well,
so 2 weeks?
yep, brings us to the end. So 2 weeks will be the 22nd.